before Play came out, I gave a copy of it to a friend of mine, and she came back and commented on how beautiful the record was and how there were, you know, moments of great beauty in it. And then she said something like that, and she found it to be really rare. And I sat down and I thought, I was like, yeah, you know, there is not a lot of contemporary music that aspires to be beautiful. There's a lot of contemporary music that's aggressive, that's funky, that's cool, that's fun, that's sad, but not a lot of contemporary music that's beautiful. And, you know, beauty can easily become like a hackneyed cliche, but it's still something that I aspire towards. You know, the idea of making beautiful music that can reach people on a profound emotional level. I think beauty can, in theory, be found just about anywhere. I don't know who said it, but there's a wonderful quote which is, you know, if you can't see the beauty in something, it's just that you're not looking hard enough. And I mean, I find beauty in very far-flung places. You know, music that no one else seems to like, I can find transcendent. And you know, the way a garbage can is constructed to me can be just like, can represent, you know, profound beauty. But maybe I'm a little odd. In the early 90s, I got this reputation for being a rigid moralist, and maybe I was more so back then, but now my perspective is, I have a very, like a live and let live perspective. You know, if you had talked to me 12, 13 years ago, I really felt like I was right and everybody else was wrong. You know, I was a vegan, Christian, dance music enthusiast, and I didn't drink and I didn't take drugs, and I felt like I was, you know, the most upright, moral citizen of the world. And then I realized that I was really just, you know, an anal, annoying, pretentious jerk. And that was driven home to me so many times that, you know, I had to relax a little bit. And I realized, you know, the world is a big, complicated place. And I'm inherently distrustful of orthodoxy. And I'm very distrustful of anyone who thinks they've figured things out for other people. The world is too complicated for anyone to really figure anything.
Yeah.
You know, there was a time in the early 90s where I was really into kind of aggressive, loud, fast dance music, and I felt like everybody should agree with me. And if someone didn't like loud, fast dance music, they were wrong. And then, you know, I've gone through periods where, like, I thought culturally I had figured things out, you know, and I felt like if I want to make a punk rock record, you all have to listen to it. And now I've realized that it, you know, being rigid and shoving things down people's throats is not necessarily the most compassionate way to proceed. And there's nothing wrong with trying to learn from other people and perhaps being more tolerant and more accommodating of people, and not even from a sort of patronizing perspective, but realizing that other people have a lot to teach me. It's oftentimes dangerous to have too strong an opinion about something that you're not actually involved in. For example, when I was 18 years old, I was a Marxist. I didn't own anything, but I was a Marxist. I believed that property was theft, even though I didn't have any property. And you know, I see, like, a lot of these people who are protesting the World Trade Organization and the IMF, like, they're going around and they're smashing things and they're destroying things. I don't trust their perspective because they are not homeowners, you know. And I know that my perspective on things is greatly informed and greatly softened by actually being a part of the system rather than not being a part of the system. I remember when I was much younger, you know, I was a punk rocker, and I thought the star system was sick and unhealthy, and, you know, basically, you know, celebrities were bad people who deserved to be knocked down a peg or two. And then I started meeting some of these celebrities, and I realized, you know, you can't make generalizations about anybody. You know, celebrities, there are some celebrities who are nice, and there are some celebrities who are nasty. There are some celebrities who are smart, and there are some celebrities who are stupid. But the same thing is true for any demographic. You know, walk onto the shop floor of any factory, and there are going to be people working who are nice and people who are nasty, people who are smart, people who are stupid. So one thing I've learned as I've gotten older is you really can't make sweeping generalizations about anything. I mean, there's always the exception to the rule. It seems like there are two types of celebrities that I know of, if I was to make a broad generalization. There are celebrities who seem like they were born to be celebrities. Like I think of Enrique Iglesias, or Iglesias, whatever. Julio Iglesias, his son. You look at him, and it's like he just looks like he was born to be a celebrity. Like he's good looking, he's charming, he can sing well, he can dance well. Born to be a celebrity. And on the other hand, you have someone like Beck, for example, or myself, or Trent from 9 Inch Nails, who basically probably, Beck spent his whole life being disenfranchised, being ignored, basically playing music as a way of almost consoling himself, but somehow, in a very twisted way, ended up being a celebrity because of that. Musically, it's a very strange time. Very, very. I mean, there's so many variables contributing to the weirdness of the contemporary music world. The fact that most of the record companies are now owned by big mega international corporations. The fact that the ways in which music is distributed or will be distributed is changing completely. All these, and just the rise of internationalism. So it's a very strange time for music. I think, from my perspective, the biggest factor contributing to the demise of popular music is the fact that the record companies are owned by these big multinationals. Because it used to be that when you started a record company because you loved music. If you're talking about mufflers or liquid paper or vacuum cleaners, fine, that's a commodity. But when these big multinationals expect music to perform like a material commodity, that's when you get bad music. I'm interested in my own musical life. I love music and I love expressing myself through making music, but I'm also interested in the broader cultural context in which my music is being heard. A lot of my cultural heroes are people whose personal lives were very suspect. And Chopin made great music, but he was an anti-Semite. I'm not an anti-Semite, but I still like his music. Picasso was a misogynist, but still he was a remarkable artist. I think misogyny is disgusting, but I love some of Picasso's paintings.
Yeah.
There was no real concept behind Play except to make a record that I thought was interesting and beautiful and eclectic and multifaceted and cohesive. And I feel the same way about the next record. I'd love to have a record that's just filled with songs that people like. Some songs that make people drive a little faster when they're listening to them in their car, and some songs that make people maybe get a little misty-eyed when they listen to them, but just, hopefully some beautiful, nice songs. Thanks, man. My pleasure. I gotta find some clips now. Oh.